tie ni mansa na mo pagya ba abonte de wo ye ne hoi nsuo wo ye da ho ye besa na na achwa chese ya mintime ho menim ene sa mlim so mo
amna ni nyina na abu no I'm a master on a show. Asampa na bano yamna nebuno. Hey. Master Pierre. Hey, Master Pierre, Master Kao. Master Kao Pierre. Eh? Your machine na fanu no. Enya sam kitwa. Ah, mo so bro. Your machine na fanu no already. Ha. Your machine na fanu no. Hey, mo so. Hey. Ah, mo Pierre. I didn't bow. Mo Pierre. Hey, mo Pierre, bravo. Hey, I come there. Hey, I find my machine now. Hey, mo Pierre. Oscar, mo Pierre, Oscar. Oscar. Hey, mo Pierre, bravo. Come there. Hey, what's up, mo Pierre? I'm not now, no. And here is me who be that. Your machine in an feel rather you. Come there. For president. I was talking for machine. Radio. What Pierre? Yeah, right in the power. Hey, your machine in an feel low. You won't be that. Dabi awan yo. Already heard nipa. Kawa kabla. Wapie da nyame ase. Baby I do there. Wapie, your machine in afele. Che. Hey, wapie bro biba. Oh bro. Hey. Wapie. Uko fi me catch you say I'm ready go to Afalanko inside. Me catch you say do a. The more Afalanko do inside na go ku. Akable de nyame agi o. O ba kwa asole. Che. Me hu bi da. Dia si na dia ehu. Ya mena na bu no. E machines nyina na dan. Agwesi akable de nyame ajiwo yedi yasa di ko honum too much ya machines na film yansa ni nyina ya di and ya feel crowd. Hey! It's one banner about. Oh, riding out.
Hey, Sissy, de Yamiatom. Yetimi asansuo na wie aka akra yetim. Hey, hwe wo ho, watimi aya mansuo no. Wasesa aka ateche na we ni sim no. Ndi sese no tete ateche no ha wo ho. Sese wasesa we no na chese. Sese de adwuma na wie peye. Na nsuo a na etemu ne de na enya asem keto. Ye nipa so ede yo. Still binum da so hye wurom ho ye sa de we. Hey, sese de nyame atom.
I'm running in a gulu. I'm a master and a show. Some pan abano, Yamna Nebulu. Hey, Master Pierre.
For post answer, the data, and then see about opportunities for cry. The bar, you say is soon. I had a see and my worship. Ama, I've never seen soon quite. As you look at it, soon and money. If I have to come home. What has said, I had a see now, a channel. Anna, a handle a human. You should have seen the bank. You soon and I saw my washing machine. What an over.
Okay.
China's expertise in underground mining, low-grade oil development, and mining-related technical training presents invaluable opportunities for Ghana to improve efficiency, optimize resource utilization, and strengthen our global competitiveness. By integrating these advancements, we can build a mining sector that is both economically robust and environmentally sustainable. We must emphasize, however, that Ghana prioritizes the safety and well-being of its people and its natural resources. Illegal mining remains a critical challenge, threatening our environment, communities, and the integrity of the sector. We consider it an act of environmental terrorism, and we have stated unequivocally that we will not condone any form of illegalities in the mining industry. Let me state clearly, the government of Ghana will not condone any form of illegality in the mining sector. We consider illegal mining an act of economic sabotage, one that devastates livelihoods, poisons our water bodies, and degrades our land. There will be no leniency, no exceptions, and no cover for those who flout our laws. Nationality, political affiliation, or business influence will not shield anyone found culpable. The full force of our laws will be brought to bear. In this regard, we expect the association to actively steer its members towards strict compliance with Ghana's mining laws and regulations. The association must serve as a beacon of integrity, ensuring that its members operate within the set legal frameworks of our country, uphold environmental standards, uplift local communities, and contribute positively to our nation's sustainable development agenda. I am personally very encouraged by the words of the chairman in his opening remarks, and we believe that we are opening a new chapter that will lead this effort and this crusade to really have a new mindset and make sure that we know that we now have serious Chinese partners that will transform our mining sector. The ministry remains committed to providing a stable and enabling regulatory environment for all investors who share in our vision of responsible mining. China's expertise in underground mining, low-grade oil development, and mining-related technical training presents invaluable opportunities for Ghana to improve efficiency, optimize resource utilization, and strengthen our global competitiveness.
So that is what we have over there. So they are in the process of melting all this.
No, but the immediate thing is to stop every movement now.
2,491 containers. ECG itself presents as containers held at the port. 1,328 cannot be accounted for. That is very serious, and that's very alarming. And I assure you, we would conduct a detailed investigation into this matter, and somebody or some people will be held liable for this. 1,328 containers cannot just vanish into thin air. Somebody must be held liable for this.
The last few days, the disinformation machine of the new Patriotic Party has been ratcheted up, and they've taken it a notch higher. This time, Reverend Intim Fodjo, who also doubles as the Member of Parliament for the good people of Asin South, has made very wild claims to the effect that 2 aircrafts which passed through Ghana for various reasons were carrying drugs, and that was the reason why they were here. He also alleged that they were involved in money laundering, and therefore he was calling for investigations. As you may be aware, President Mahama gave him the opportunity to present any evidence or any basis he has for making that claim to the security services, so that together we could look into the matter to ascertain whether there was any truth in it. I can report to you that because he knew he was peddling total falsehoods and lies, he now claims, after being invited to assist with investigations, that he was speaking on behalf of the committee that he was part of, and that the views he expressed were not his personal views. So because of that, he says he's unable to cooperate with the security agencies. I say that he was peddling falsehood because the facts as they exist vary completely from the claims that he made. When he made that claim, he was only seeking to peddle falsehood in a bid to undermine the confidence that the people of Ghana have in this government. The truth is that 2 aircrafts with completely different purposes arrived in Ghana, and their arrival was perfectly legitimate, and they were here for very genuine reasons. The first one is an Antonov flight 12BK with registration number CVK 7037. Now this flight essentially is a cargo plane which arrived on the 12th of March 2025. Now no plane arrives in Ghana without a landing permit. So this plane secured a landing permit with number GAF/TMAO/25/7863. Now the purpose for arriving in Ghana was what we call a technical stop. Essentially, this is a cargo flight that was destined for the European Union market. And European Union regulations dictate that some specific regulatory requirements be met before any plane of that sort can enter the EU. Now this plane originated from Luanda in Angola. It was loaded with oil drill equipment and lubricant oil, which were contained in jerrycans. It was headed for the EU market. Now, Luanda does not have the certification to carry out the sort of requirements that this plane had to meet before entering the EU market. Now, the specific requirement is a scanning and screening, RA3 procedure, which is a requirement to enter the European Union. Rwanda doesn't have it. The Swiss cargo facility at the Kotoka International Airport has that certification, and they can do that kind of scanning. Whilst here, it developed an engine blade fault. Its engine blade was damaged, and then it was also detected that there was severe oil leakage, which required immediate attention. For that reason, a replacement aircraft, URCEZ, with registration number CVK 7007, was brought in to evacuate the cargo. The aircraft that was damaged remained here for 13 days. That is between 12 March and 25th March 2025. After it had been inspected by aviation security officials of the Narcotic Control Commission, officials of National Security and National Intelligence Bureau, no contraband or unlawful commodities were found on the aircraft. Now, the second aircraft in question is a Hawker 800 XP with registration number N823AM. Now, this aircraft is operated by an organization called AirMed International, which is based in Birmingham, Alabama, in the United States of America. It operates as an air ambulance. Now, Air Medical International flights in Ghana are handled by Tropicana Airlines. Now, this plane landed in Ghana on 20th March from Gran Canaria, Las Palmas, Spain, having gone through Luanda in Angola. Now, it was also here for a technical stop, which is refueling and crew rest, which is perfectly legitimate activity. It was cleared to land in Ghana with clearance number GAF TWXR252604 OFAA 0297/25. Now, whilst it was landing in Ghana, it developed a tire burst and some difficulty with its landing gear, and therefore needed to remain here to be serviced. So another aircraft with registration number N864 arrived on 22nd March with tires and flight engineers from Luanda to replace the damaged tires of the aircraft. Now, once this was fixed, it departed the Kotoka International Airport on 25th March. The aircraft was once again inspected by officials of aviation security, officials of national security, officials of the National Intelligence Bureau, and NACOC, who made sure that it did not contain any unlawful substances, as alleged by Reverend Intim Fojo. So, in a nutshell, the claims of Intim Fojo are false. He cannot prove it. That is why he is running away from the investigative bodies. He is unable to provide any shred of evidence.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief? What is she?
Government is broke, government is broke. The people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Hello, good morning to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Aldo Moore. It's always a pleasure coming your way. As usual, we'll say a big thanks to the Almighty God for seeing us through today. We're live and kicking. We're back again to join the nation's conversation, what's happening here in our dear nation, Ghana. I'll go straight ahead and bring you the front page of the newspapers as we have it this morning. Daily Graphic is reporting that GRA assures refund of e-levy deductions after abolition. Private participation in ECG Technical Committee recommends 3 models. Chief of Staff, Finance Chiefs discuss innovative financing models. We would deal with the Galamsey ruthlessly, ban state of emergency, other options on table, Lands Minister. The Ghanaian Times, Feed Ghana program set to be rolled out April 11. Agric Minister. Restore Malam Ramsar site. President orders Kitech Motors. Strengthening cybersecurity laws to prevent online gender-based violence. MFWA. Government to restrict $6.2 billion excavator imports to check illegal mining. BOA. Daily Guide. 2. Arrested with ECG cables in Cape Coast. U.S. slaps 10% tariff on Ghana, other countries. SP arrests journalists over private jet remarks. Recollated results. SC gives NDC 7 days to respond. The new weekend crusading guide. Messy transfers rock Ghana gas. Staff suspect political witch hunt. VRA on mission to recover all debts. GJA president to attend the Elise Jamboree in Dubai. Zoom Lions huge sanitation setup now our lifeline. Minister Amaya Deborah Kobiche others support ACCP's anti-smuggling campaign. GB Hub Africa invest $50,000 in Green Heart SC to drive sustainable agriculture. The Insight. Ministerial vetting, chaos. Committee chairman says report ready. MPs found culpable will lose their seats. E-levy gave me the big blow, says ex-NPP MP. Community alert, beware of illegal land property sales. Kokomlimli Manche, Ni Aikwe Kakalo, the first warns public. And then KAF University Vice Chancellor urges government to prioritize the needs of private universities. Israeli Prime Minister, who is wanted by ICC for war crimes, now welcomed in Europe. The Herald. Reverend Intim Forgeous April Fool's Day drug and money claims collapse. Government denies allegations. Air Med breaks silence on a flight movement. Napo and the Special Boys scapegoat vibrant Ashanti Regional Minister in search of MPP's love back in stronghold. Illegal cafe sparks outrage in Regimanuel Manet's estate. Residents demand closure over security concerns. Michael Quay's report on NPP's 2024 defeat delays, but Energy Minister sends multi-million-dollar missing containers case for criminal probe. Ministers face imprisonment for fiscal management as new financial laws enforce stricter oversight and sanctions. GIPC unveils fast-track service for investors to boost business efficiency. The Daily Statesman. I will advance Commonwealth values, Ayokobotre assures as new Secretary General. Ghana gas workers decry alleged political witch hunt. Fordham Law African Association hosts inspiring conversation with Samira. MPP seeks unity for 2028 comeback. The Ghanaian Publisher. Government owes Zoom Lion 1.2 billion cedis. Minister hails company. Kwachi Ofosu lied. No agency has invited me. Intim Fojuo. GMA mad at Mahama over suspension of waiver on vehicles. Speaker approves arrest of 2 MPs. Bushmeat Traders and Hunters Form Association. The Custodian. GJ President to attend Elise Jamboree in Dubai. NPP MPs commended for dedication. Government owes Zoom Lion 1.2 billion cedis. Minister reveals. Lands Minister declares illegal miners dangerous terrorists. The Daily Post. Galamsey. Muntaka orders immediate transfer of police commanders in mining areas. Aircraft with drugs. Intim Fojo chickens out on invitation by security agencies. Kwachi Ofosu. The Catholic Standard. Church calls for interfaith peace for national development. Middle-income countries require more debt-free investment to develop. President Mahama has sent bills to abolish e-levy. Others. National Vultures Award to be instituted to expose corrupt officials. Pray as Catholics, Apostolic Nuncio. And there's an editorial. Repeal legislative instrument LI 2462, not amended. Well, these are the front page stories of the newspapers that we have. We'll be back with with our guests who are already seated. Stay with us, please.
Hello, my friends. My name is Calcate Toothpaste. Wow. I was made to be gentle on your gum but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Calcates. Happy smile.
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
Who are you? Who are you? Charlie, I'll be you from the future. Who doesn't sleep on that slice of bread you call mattress anymore? Don some slippers, then follow me.
It is part of the mattress we did it from there.
Yeah?
That be the mattress where the dead go.
Wait, what are you doing? Wow! No damage at all. Not only durable, but also super comfortable. Come on, try it.
Nothing day like Ash Foam. Enjoy full body support and unparalleled comfort for a restful sleep.
Don't forget your keys.
Get the premium sleep experience with mattresses from Ash Foam. Visit any of our showrooms nationwide or at ashfoam.com.
Mommy!
Michelle say, fe.
Different era, better result. Time has changed and time has brought Kel Choco Toothpaste. Healthy gums, anti-cavity, fresher breath, and it whitens teeth. Kel Choco Toothpaste. Sankofa.
Yenchi. Kel Choco Toothpaste.
Happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved. customer. I don't know who was say.
Malaria been actually me, man. No more brand, man. Still.
Ah, one of them give us.
Give us a solid.
Yeah. Sorry. What rest of so give us here and turn down.
What's over that song? That's when you give us the and turn down.
Give us a bad mixture.
If I try the and turn down.
Hey! Customer! Give us the turn down.
Onuya kayo oba wa fa furo nom de o ma no bonu fo nom akwada wa ni fie dumie no ono nso nom.
Attention all farmers, are you ready to take your crops to the next level? Introducing 3 effective organic composts that will revolutionize your farming practices. ACAP, KCAP and Iricop brings to you the ultimate solution for your fertilizer needs. Introducing the ACAP Grade A, KCAP Equiafua Jinkwa and the Iricop with cocoa blends, palm blend and mulch. These are made from locally sourced municipal solid waste and Iricop organic compost for a greener and bountiful harvest. For your purchase and more information, call the numbers on your screen. Our products are endorsed by Cocoa Board, Planting for Food and Jobs, and the Ministry of Food and Agriculture.
Cratchy, unemu bua unkoisha Dr. Ma uye denwa.
Oh, Mr. Yamfan come and me buru.
Ma mi do buru. Don't ya tell me ko bra. Mumi yamfan ko Dr. Ma ho.
Dr. Ma no ya de.
Bra, se ba no mpemu adwuma sasabro slow Dr. Ma oye.
Say ni kemi kwa na meka. Oh no mpemu nim di ono na ye expect nya zanfo no. O akra eni kumasi no mpemu expect yen kan kire o.
You're still live on Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Audu Moro, and once again, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for tuning to the show. Let me say that Blue Jeans Energy Drink is proudly associated with the Good Morning Ghana program. Blue Jeans Energy Drink is fantastic. It's the kind of thing you need to boost your energy so you can go about your daily activities. It contains vitamin B2, B3, B6, B12, as well as taurine and guarana. And it's known to boost your strength and your energy as it promotes high performance and endurance. Blue Jeans Energy Drink has been tested, has been tried, and everybody who's tried it will tell you they know it. They know what it has done for them and what it will do for you. So Blue Jeans Energy Drink is for both and active men and women. It's in shops nationwide, and so for bulk purchases, contact Budget Cash and Carry Limited on 020-812-8190. So 020-812-8190 and 055-001-000. So 05001-000. So Blue Jeans Energy Drink, proudly associated with the Good Morning Ghana program. So yes, our guests are seated. One of them is actually seated. He is the man of the moment. And I'm talking about the Reverend John Intim Fojo, who is a minister of God, or a minister of the word, and also an MP for the good people of Asin South. And he's here with us. Also joining us shortly is the MP for South Dai. That's Roxing Nelson Echekwame Daplomakbo. who will also join us in a few minutes. But we'll start with Reverend Johnny Tim Fojo, and we'll cut to the chase because his matter has enjoyed some wide public discussions within the media space, both new and traditional media. Reverend, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us. It's a pleasure to always have you join us on Good Morning Ghana.
Yeah, thank you very much, Moro. It's always exciting and a delight to be on your show.
Great.
And a good morning, of course, to our cherished viewers and the good people of Asensa.
Yeah. You're the man of the moment.
No,
you came here, must have been last week.
Yes, exactly a week ago. Yeah.
And it was on this show that you broke a story about the movements of some flights in Ghana and what your suspicions were. And you're asking the security agencies to look into it. There have been some responses from the government. So yesterday, the spokesperson for the president, and so Minister of State in charge of government communication, that's the Honorable Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, has found it necessary to respond. Of course, before that, we also saw a tweet by the president himself who is asking the security agencies to look into the matter. But let me look at how of course, and to get you to collaborate, let me look at how the newspapers have captured the story. So I'll do that of the Herald, right?
Herald.
Now, yes.
Well, the skewed Herald headline.
Well, it's a newspaper. So the Herald newspaper says that Reverend Tim Fojo's, so he puts it in quotes. It says April Fool's Day, drugs and money claims collapse. Government denies allegations. Ahmed breaks silence on flight movement. Now, this is how the Herald chooses to capture it. And it says that the Minister of State in charge of government communications has taken the ranking member of the Defense and Interior Committee of Parliament, Reverend Johnny Tim Fojo, 38, to task over his claims that a suspicious aircraft carrying drugs and money landed and took off from Kotoka International Airport. Felix Ofosu publicly criticized his fellow MP, describing his claims he made at a press briefing on April Fool's Day, as false. Mr. Ofosu stated this in an explanation posted on his X page yesterday, April 3, 2025, emphasizing that after President John Maham's directive for the security agencies to engage Reverend Fojo for more information, the latter had altered his assertion. I can report to you, and this is what Felix said, I can report to you that because he knew he was peddling total falsehood and lies, he now claims, after being invited to assist with investigations, that he was speaking on behalf of the committee that he was part of, and that the views he expressed were not his personal views. So because of that, he says he's unable to cooperate with the security agencies, the president's spokesperson said. Interestingly, Tim Fojo, the Member of Parliament for Asin South, has since accused National Security, the National Intelligence Bureau, the Police CID, and the Narcotics Control Commission of evading his invitation to provide updates on investigations into specific security matters he raised. Now, there's a statement which the Honourable Member of Parliament actually authored. Would look at that. We'll put it up shortly. But let me finish with this. He suspects that the security agencies have something to hide. However, Air Med International, an air ambulance and medical transport company at the center of the allegations made by the Asin South MP, has clarified that its stop at the Kotoka Airport was due to maintenance issues, refuting any links to drug trafficking. According to reports on GH1 TV, the global medical company made multiple fuel stops, including one at Kotoka Airport, where it encountered maintenance issues. Mr. Ofosu contended the Reverend Fojo's claims were solely aimed at portraying the government in a negative light. I say that he was peddling falsehood because the facts as they exist vary completely from the claims that he made. When he made that claim, he was only seeking to peddle falsehood in a bid to undermine the confidence that, and it continues on page 13, the confidence, okay, I'll look at that. Okay, so the confidence the people of Ghana have in this government. Speaking at a press briefing, Reverend Tim Fojo highlighted the urgent need to preserve Ghana's reputation as one of the most peaceful countries in Africa. He demanded a public briefing on the cargo carried by two aircraft, Airmed, flights NA23AM and Kavok Air Antonov, which is AN12B, suspected to have transported cocaine and cash into the country. The Asin South MP said there is no record of a medical referral, nor was any patient accompanied on board the flight. Instead, we are reliably informed that the air ambulance, which is specifically designed to transport patients, carried suspicious cargo suspected to be cocaine and cash in various U.S. denominations. He also stressed that a sudden increase in drug trafficking and money laundering incidents after the MP government handed over power to the NDC is alarming. National security must uphold transparency to assure citizens of the safety and security of our airspace. So, Annie, I think that we should play some of the videos before we get the Reverend John Forjo to submit on the matter. I don't know which one you want to start with.
On the matter of Air Med flights and Cavoc Air private jets transporting suspected cocaine and cash. Ladies and gentlemen, on another security matter related to our airspace, the Minority Caucus calls on national security to, as a matter of urgency, make public the content of cargo suspected to be cocaine and cash transported into the country by two suspicious flights, namely Air Med flights NH23AM and Cavoc Air private jets Antonov and 12B, which landed on the tarmac of Kotoka International Airport in March 2025 from Gran Canaria, an island of Spain, and departed to the same Gran Canaria days after their arrival. Reliable intelligence intercepted by the Minority Caucus indicates that on March 20th, 2025, Air Med flights N823AM, which is an air ambulance, and I must stress, it's an air ambulance designed specifically to carry patients, landed at Kotoka International Airport in Accra, Ghana, and remained in the country for 5 days before departing 1 a.m. on March 25th, 2025, back to Gran Canaria. Our intelligence further persists that no patient was transported by the said Air Med flights, neither to nor from Accra. There is no evidence of medical referral or patients accompanying or on board the flights on either legs of the flight. We are reliably informed that contrary to the expectation that the Air Med flight would carry patients, the purpose for which it was designed and operates, it rather on this occasion carried suspicious cargo suspected to be cocaine and cash in various United States dollars denominations. In a related development, a private jet, Cavoc Air Antonov An-12B, also landed at Kotoka International Airport on March 12, 2025, from the same island of Spain, Gran Canaria, and remained in the country for 13 days and departed at 6:40 hours, that is 6:40 a.m., on March 25th, 2025, to Gran Canaria, the very day Air Med flight also departed to Gran Canaria. While it is intriguing that the two suspicious flights would depart to the same location on the same day, even more intriguing is the cargo suspiciously transported by these aircrafts to and from Gran Canaria, an island known for its notoriety in drug trafficking, money laundering, among others. On National Security's raid on 12 containers containing gold and cash. On February 9, 2025, National Security conducted a major raid on a warehouse in Sapiman in the South Municipality in Accra, where they uncovered 12 20-foot containers filled with gold bars and unspecified amount of cash in various denominations of US dollars and Ghana cedis, worth over several billions of dollars. This operation was widely carried by various media outlets in Ghana. Nearly 2 months after this operation, National Security has failed to brief the public on the status of their investigation relating to the corporates behind the billions of gold and cash stashed in the 12 containers, and failed to disclose the actual quantity of gold and the specific amount of money retrieved during the operation, and what the state intends to do with the gold and cash currently in the custody of National Security. We demand accountability. We demand National Security to give account of the gold bars and the cash retrieved and what they intend to do with it.
had 2 occupants was intercepted following intelligence gathering efforts by the NIB. Field testing conducted by the Narcotics Control Commission, NACOC, confirmed the substance as raw cocaine. The initial seizure weighed 2,974 kilograms. Subsequent intelligence-led operations on March 8 led NIB officers to a suspect residence where an additional 13 sacks and 1 bag of suspected cocaine weighing 345.07 kilograms were discovered. Laboratory tests by NACOC and the Ghana Standards Authority again confirmed the total consignment 3,319.68 kilograms as a high purity cocaine ranging between 50 and 70% purity.
On the matter of reported pirate attack, the Ghana Armed Forces on March 29, 2025 issued a press release in which the public was informed of investigations being conducted by the Ghana Navy into a suspected pirate attack on a Ghanaian registered fishing vessel, Maxine 1, which attack took place in Ghanaian waters on the evening of Thursday, March 27, 2025. The press release further provided that at approximately 17:53 hours, reports indicated that 7 armed individuals suspected to be pirates boarded the ship and fired warning shots, prompting several crew members to seek cover in a safe area. The pirates allegedly stayed on board for 3 hours after assembling all on deck and confiscating their mobile phones. The captain, chief mates, and chief engineer of the vessel, all believed to be Chinese nationals, were allegedly kidnapped by the pirates and remain missing. While we urge full-scale investigation into the incident to apprehend the pirates, we call on the government to resource the Ghana Navy with a required complement of offshore patrol vessels to fully equip the Ghana Navy to more comprehensively and effectively safeguard our waters.
The last few days, the disinformation machine of the new Patriotic Party has been ratcheted up, and they've taken it a notch higher. This time, Reverend Intim Fodjo, who also doubles as the Member of Parliament for the good people of Asin South, has made very wild claims to the effect that 2 aircrafts which passed through Ghana for various reasons were carrying drugs, and that was the reason why they were here. He also alleged that they were involved in money laundering, and therefore he was calling for investigations. As you may be aware, President Mahama gave him the opportunity to present any evidence or any basis he has for making that claim to the security services, so that together we could look into the matter to ascertain whether there was any truth in it. I can report to you that because he knew he was peddling total falsehoods and lies, he now claims, after being invited to assist with investigations, that he was speaking on behalf of the committee that he was part of, and that the views he expressed were not his personal views. So because of that, he says he's unable to cooperate with the security agencies. I say that he was peddling falsehood because the facts as they exist vary completely from the claims that he made. When he made that claim, he was only seeking to peddle falsehood in a bid to undermine the confidence that the people of Ghana have in this government. The truth is that 2 aircrafts with completely different purposes arrived in Ghana, and their arrival was perfectly legitimate, and they were here for very genuine reasons. The first one is an Antonov flight 12BK with registration number CVK 7037. Now this flight essentially is a cargo plane which arrived on the 12th of March 2025. Now no plane arrives in Ghana without a landing permit. So this plane secured a landing permit with number GAF/TMAO/25/7863. Now, the purpose for arriving in Ghana was what we call a technical stop. Essentially, this is a cargo flight that was destined for the European Union market. And European Union regulations dictate that some specific regulatory requirements be met before any plane of that sort can enter the EU. Now, this plane originated from Luanda in Angola. It was loaded with oil drill equipment and lubricant oil, which were contained in jerrycans. It was headed for the EU market. Now, Luanda does not have the certification to carry out the sort of requirements that this plane had to meet before entering the EU market. Now, the specific requirement is a scanning and screening RA3 procedure, which is a requirement to enter the European Union. Rwanda doesn't have it. The Swiss cargo facility at the Kotoka International Airport has that certification, and they can do that kind of scanning. Whilst here, it developed an engine blade fault. Its engine blade was damaged, and then it was also detected that there was severe oil leakage, which required immediate attention. For that reason, a replacement aircraft, URCEZ, with registration number CVK 7007, was brought in to evacuate the cargo. The aircraft that was damaged remained here for 13 days. That is between 12 March and 25th March 2025. After it had been inspected by aviation security officials of the Narcotic Control Commission, officials of National Security and National Intelligence Bureau, no contraband or unlawful commodities were found on the aircraft. Now, the second aircraft in question is a Hawker 800 XP with registration number N823AM. Now, this aircraft is operated by an organization called AirMed International, which is based in Birmingham, Alabama, in the United States of America. It operates as an air ambulance. Now, Air Medical International flights in Ghana are handled by Tropicana Airlines. Now, this plane landed in Ghana on 20th March from Gran Canaria, Las Palmas, Spain, having gone through Luanda in Angola. Now, it was also here for a technical stop, which is refueling and crew rest, which is perfectly legitimate activity. It was cleared to land in Ghana with clearance number GAF TWXR 252604 OFAA 0297/25. Now, whilst it was landing in Ghana, it developed a tire burst and some difficulty with its landing gear, and therefore needed to remain here to be serviced. So another aircraft with registration number N864 arrived on 22nd March with tires and flight engineers from Luanda to replace the damaged tires of the aircraft. Now, once this was fixed, it departed the Kotoka International Airport on 25th March. The aircraft was once again inspected by officials of aviation security, officials of national security, officials of the National Intelligence Bureau, and NACOC, who made sure that it did not contain any unlawful substances, as alleged by Reverend Intim Fojo. So, in a nutshell, the claims of Intim Fojo are false.
All right, so we played you the video of the press conference that was held by the MP, that's Reverend John Intim Fojo, and also subsequent reaction by the government, whose spokesperson is Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, is also the spokesperson for the president. But the man himself is here, Reverend John Intim Fojo, to sort of tell us what he makes of the government response to this matter. Reverend, once again, thanks for joining us. So, you've heard it all. I mean, the government has said they were concentrated on the matter. What else do you have to say about what Felix Ofosu-Kwakye said?
All right, thank you very much, Moro. You recall last week when I broke the news on your show, immediately the responses we got from the NDC and the government was a complete denial that no, there was no such flight that ever came. Intim Fojo is a reverend, he's lying, he's fabricating a story to create fear and panic. They completely denied it.
Who
denied
the
government, it? Even including the gentleman who debated me on the show. Subsequent to that, they dispatched all their social media and government spokespersons to go on social media debunking what I had put out. I went further to Ekosi saying, I stressed the matter. And then they came again, denied it's not true, it's palpable falsehood. No such flights ever came, So fine. I further went with my colleagues, my deputy ranking and colleagues on the Defense and Interior Committee on behalf of the minority in Parliament. This issue on the suspicious flights, together with 2 other important security concerns, we put them together into 3 matters, and we raised a press conference on Monday, the 1st of April, on the presence of Parliament. And among other things, we called on National Security to provide updates into the raids they conducted in Sapiman on February 9th, which uncovered 12 20-footer containers filled with gold, cash, and all that, which you and I didn't occasion that raid. We didn't show that video. We didn't take any video. They themselves produced these videos and put them out there. And we thought that after 2 clear months of conducting that video in the full glare of the media, it is only prudent that they update the public. So we raised that concern. How much is the gold? How much is the cash? How much is the dollars? Who is behind it? What was the purpose? How far has investigations gone? Who are the culprits? How many of them have been arraigned before court? For the past 2 months, no update whatsoever. So we raised it. And we also raised the Air Med flight and the Kabok Air, the air ambulance designed specifically to carry, patients, specifically patients or maybe cops can be transported by that. It was designed just for that. Coming from Gran Canaria on March 20th, and then landing at Kotoka International Airport. And our checks had indicated there was no patient that they carried, there was no cops that they carried, stayed here for 5 days. And then on March 25th, 1 a.m., departed to Gran Canaria without any patient. So it raised a lot of suspicion. But whilst it landed, there were movements to and from the aircraft. But there was no established evidence of any cops or patient on board. So it raised a lot of suspicion. And around that same time, another private jet, Kabok Air, also arrived 12th of March, landed at the Kotoka International Airport, stayed here for 13 days. And there was no credible information around them as to exactly what they came to do in Ghana. Only for them also on that same 25th March, both away with the same Air Med flight back to the same location, Gran Canaria. And there were suspicious movement to and from the flights. Meanwhile, there was no evidence of the particular purpose they came to do. A lot of suspicions were carried. It dovetailed into the same period where $150 million street worth of cocaine was busted in Takoradi, which was purported to be belonging to one Charles Hagan, who was the NDC parliamentary candidate as secondee in the 2020 elections. We never heard anything about it again. Then we also had around that same time a high-profile cocaine bust of $350 million, which was busted in containers. Containers. There's something with this government and containers. Containers from Cape Coast to Accra, they busted it. So when you put these two together, half a billion worth of cocaine within that same time was busted. Amidst the February 9th raid that was purported to be money laundering and illegal, handling of and transportation and custody of gold bars, that raid was conducted by National Security, and they went there with media. When they got the intel, they acted upon the intel, and they carried media along, and they carried the whole country along. I applauded them for showing that transparency in conducting a major raid. So it dovetails around money laundering, cocaine busts, around that same time. And that same 25th March, those two suspicious flights returned to the same Gran Canaria, happened to be the same day that Kotoka International Airport suffered a doomsday that had never happened before in the history of Kotoka International Airport. And yet, authorities were seized with information, and yet they sealed their lips. No one was communicating. So the minority, the mighty minority, took it upon ourselves to bring these matters to the fore, including a pirate attack that was reported on our waters by Ghana Armed Forces. And we called on the state relevant agencies to quickly investigate, but more importantly, update the public on the status of these investigations. When we raise these matters, the naysayers are quick to say it is inappropriate. Why should minority raise these issues on radio or on TV? But the TV and the cameras that accompany the raids, were they sent by minority? Were they sent by Intim Fodio? They were the same people who took it there. And is it not consistent that they provide update to the public? Up to now, nobody has spoken. So we raised it. When we raised it, it's not true, it is a lie. Now quickly, President Mahama issued a directive on his Facebook wall and said that he has taken the matter seriously. And the matter must be quickly investigated by National Security, NACOC, and BNI, Police, CID. And he also urged them to collaborate with me because in my capacity as a member of parliament, and also, yes, you can see as a honorable member of parliament, I raised the matter. And so they should also collaborate with me for us to unravel if there are any issues and quickly update the public, because he insists that there will be zero tolerance for cocaine and money laundering and such matters. In his post, he also indicated and confirmed the $350 million cocaine bust. And the president described it as high profile. So the president gave this. And so that was on 1st April. If this directive from the president was not rhetoric, but was something that he really meant, that instructions had been given for them to collaborate for us to investigate the matter and update the public, quickly, I would have expected an invitation. No invitation came. I took it upon myself on the second day, which is 2nd April. I wrote to call for a joint security briefing of all the agencies President Mahama in his post had mandated to collaborate with us for us to unravel the matters. And if there are some updates to be given, they provide it. I personally wrote, calling on the chairman of my committee. And we had discussions. And the minority were in addendum that yes, the majority were in addendum that yes, in the full glow of transparency, it is even important that when they come to meet you in Parliament and to give you updates, and for you to also avail to them further information, you cannot, in the spirit of circumspection, divulge on air or media, you to give them and to collaborate to assist their investigations. It would not be appropriate that you do it alone. So the committee will accompany so that it's a bipartisan, and we do this interaction often because we exercise oversight over them. And so even their budget, we approve it for them. So we engage them on various matters. We invite them, they come. The armed forces, we invite them, they come. On 2 occasions, at my instance, we had invited the Minister for Defense, the Minister for Interior, and their security couples. They had come, and then we had some very meaningful engagements on certain security matters, which laid certain matters to rest. And they also took on board our suggestions at my instance. So in the same way, after that understanding was established, I wrote this calling for the joint meeting and then demonstrating my availability for them to come for us to have a discussion. Then the next thing I saw was a letter purportedly addressed to me, signed by the chairman of the committee, but posted by Honorable Dafian Bekpo, who is the majority chief whip, the NDC majority whip. He posted it on his social media handle. To date, I have not even received a copy of that said letter, but it is addressed to me, not even on WhatsApp or hard copy. But he posted it on his social media handle. And that was when I cited it. But to date, I haven't even seen a copy. They blocked that meeting I called for and even postponed it to a month or so later, indefinitely, whenever they deem fit and whenever they think that we're back in Parliament. And they blocked that opportunity for the security agencies to come for us to have a discussion. Then they turn around through my good friend Honorable Kwachu Fusu to come and discredit me in their attempted struggled response that one, I lied, and two, I am running away from the invitation of the security agencies. And I dare him to show a copy of that invitation, which the security agencies issued to me, that I'm running away from. To date, he has failed to produce any such thing. If collaboration with the security agencies, as directed by the president, was something that they thought was needful and not rhetoric, and if they thought that there was something that if I get to know further from the probe I will have with them when we meet, and it will be harmful to their reputation, referencing the NDC people who are involved in some of these cocaine, one of which happened in Takoradi. Perhaps there's more to hide, and so they blocked it. And after blocking it, you turn around to lie that I am running away from invitation. Where is that invitation? Where is that? And so I say it again on this show, that Kwachu Fosu lied at the outset when he said that I've been invited and I'm running away. Nobody has invited me. So if you begin the premise of your defense of a matter that does not relate to you, relating specifically to state security and intelligence agencies with lies, everything else that follows must be taken with a pinch of salt. You cannot be trusted. Now, I am surprised that the simple questions we asked for answers to be given related to specific agencies, majority in parliament is gagging the security agencies from doing what they have to do, answering the questions we raised, and the president also took it upon himself that the Flagstaff House now should lead the communication of these specific matters that you yourself had earlier directed the security agencies. Now you have gagged that interaction and gagged the security agencies from engaging the public and giving them updates on simple matters of a matter that is in public domain of high public interest, cocaine that you busted and announced. What has become of it? The gold and the cash you busted and put the videos out. What has become of it? This one too, must it go to Flagstaff House for Flagstaff House to now be the champion defender of cocaine, money laundering, and gold busts? Fine, if that is what they want to do, then they should be truthful. Listen to the response by Kwachu Fosu. He says that, yes, initially, remember when I broke the news, they denied it. Oh, it's never true. Osofo is lying. He is concocting lies. No such flight had come. Then some media houses did their initial checks and said, no, it is true. These flights came in and they left exactly the time minority had put out. Then they turn around to change the narrative. Okay, now it is true. We denied it initially, but now it is true. Those 2 flights came in. But what did they come to do? That's all Ghanaians want to hear. If Ghana Airport Company or National Security or NACOC had even issued a very simple statement providing responses, I think Ghanaians would have even given it some confidence and trust. Well, these are state agencies. These are professionals. But a political propagandist, government spokesperson comes in, lies, and starts lying further to say that when they came, they landed from Gran Canaria, they shot the air ambulance, they shot fuel, and from Gran Canaria, the first place you come to is Morocco, when you're entering Africa. Where were they going? That they shot fuel, and it's only Ghana they came to fuel before they went to wherever they went to go. And that they didn't have fuel in Morocco, they didn't have fuel in Niger, they didn't have fuel in Cameroon, or Nigeria, or Niger, Burkina Faso. They didn't have fuel in Yakubu Tali International Airport in Tamale. They didn't have fuel in Kumasi, Prempeh, the first international airport, and it was only Accra they could have fuel. They landed fine. If they came and fueled, all of a sudden after fueling, they had a fault. And so there were some parts that had to be brought. And so they brought another part, and then they fixed it. And just when they fixed it, they had to go back to Gran Canaria, the same place they had come. Where were they going before? And which patient, the patient they were carrying, which hospital within that 5 days did they offload to? If there was corpse, which mortuary did they put that corpse in? So he just came in here to do servicing. So Ghana has become hub for aircraft maintenance. So they came and did it. Granted, around that same time, the other aircraft that came in, the explanation that Kwachu Fosu is wants Ghanaians to believe is that
It came. And when it came, as soon as it was coming from Angola, and it was going to Europe, but they didn't have any permit to enter Europe. But they had to come to Ghana to obtain permits. Is Ghana the permit point for European flights? And that you are coming from Angola going to Europe, and it is Ghana, you took off before you realized I didn't have permit. So you land in Ghana, obtain a permit. So after obtaining permit, suddenly their tire burst. Suddenly they had engine faults. Suddenly their engines were leaking with oil. Suddenly the wings had a fault, and they had to bring another. And then they took videos, some purported videos of combustibles carried on the cargo. This is a flight that departed 25th of March. 25th of, where did they obtain those videos from? Okay. No, I'm coming. Where did they obtain those videos from?
Let me just acknowledge that your colleague is here, so you can continue. Let me just say he's here.
Very well.
Viewers, let me just say that the Member of Parliament for the South Dai constituency also joined us. Roxanne Nelson, Eche Kwame, Dapamapo, he's joined. He's also the Majority Chief. Well, good morning, sir. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been a while. You've been submarine, small. Anyway, so please try and land quickly so I can bring it on board.
So, Chief Whip, you're welcome. So, they said that they developed a fault all of a sudden in this country, and they had to bring another aircraft, and they showed some videos of some old gallons, dirty gallons of combustibles that they carried, and then some parts, some oil drilling spare parts, and they were taking that to Europe. Laughable.
Okay.
Laughable. Now, again, so all those two flights, unrelated, got sick, got problems, faults, they landed, they fixed their problems, and all of them coincidentally got discharged the same day, same 25th March, and they went to the same Gran Canaria. And then we are made to believe that the same coincidence coinciding with the Colossus Doomsaw that has never, such kind has ever happened before in Kotoka International Airport. So these three coincidences happened.
Okay.
And then we are made to believe that this is what we should go to the street with.
Right.
I was expecting that further, he would have also gone to attempt to respond to the two issues that we also asked, besides the flights. He should have responded to the cocaine. Where are they? Who are behind it?
Okay.
Has any culprit been arraigned? He never mentioned anything about it.
Right.
We expected him to provide responses on the updates of the raid conducted at Sapeman, the containers filled with gold, cash, and all that. What has happened to it?
Okay.
And what does the state intend to do with it? Any update? He failed to talk about it. But in conclusion, I am calling upon the relevant security agencies to lead their own communication. If they allow the presidency, Flagstaff House, and they allow Kwacho Fosu to lead this communication, they will bring their own image into disrepute.
All right.
Because of credibility matters.
Okay.
For what it's worth, they must, as a matter of urgency today, relevant security and intelligence agencies, just issue statement or engage the press. Because you started it by carrying the press along. It is only respectful and prudent that you are circumspect, you issue a press statement, very brief, give updates or engage them, give updates so that they can trust. Because for me, my handling of state institutions and security, you already know my philosophy. It is not political. I have even argued that when presidents come, they ought to be careful how they change security top heads because they are the state.
Okay.
They must be decoupled from politics. This is a state matter.
All right.
And so the Flagstaff House and Kwacho Fosu and President Mahama, they seem to be emotionally connected to these matters. Please, they should decouple those emotions and allow the state agencies to issue their defense, issue their information. Perhaps what they will even put out there will allay fears.
Okay.
Perhaps
you've made that
what
point.
they will put out there
You've made that
will
point.
carry the public along, so that we would not turn suddenly this country that has become the most peaceful country, the second most peaceful country in Africa for about 8 years. Suddenly 3 months becoming a hub for cocaine and money laundering.
All right,
that reputation we should resist it. And so let us all together, help to have a good name for this country, and not weaken and denigrate the credentials this country has. It shouldn't be safe haven for drug trafficking
your colleague,
at all.
Your colleague has raised some issues. In fact, he started raising them since last week. The president and the government has had cause to respond to those issues. But he says he's not impressed. He's not satisfied. He's not convinced with the explanation that has been given. He says he wants some more, some further and better particulars about those issues. Are you able to help him with it?
Thank you very much. Good morning, Reverend. Let me use the opportunity to say good morning to our viewers, especially my people in South Nine. Yesterday, they were able to confirm the DC nominee, so we have a new DC.
We have a new DC?
It's Courage Kukuruku. So good luck to him.
Okay.
Wish him all the best.
Is he your man?
I have, responding to, Intim and I entered Parliament.
We're very good friends.
And we are good friends. I know his quality, but I think that in this matter, he's drawing blanks. And it's sad. Intim knows that in pursuance of the constitutional provision that grants immunity, it's in respect of things you say on the floor. So as for what you say on the floor, you can go to town and say whatever you want. You have immunity. You have decided to scandalize this government. You have no shred of evidence. And you have been asked to cooperate with security agencies. And you sit here and say that government is championing and advocating and defending cocaine smuggling. You cooperate with the investigative bodies. This time, we are not leaving things like this. You cooperate with the investigative bodies. The evidence that you have, for which you organize a press conference, you give them to the investigative bodies for further investigations. And if you have no basis for making these spurious allegations against the government, the ethics of our profession as MPs is that you will apologize. Because as the ranking member for the Defense and Interior Committee, you had other obligations before you go to town. But you didn't do those duties under law. This morning, I have listened to you. You have sat on this platform and further exacerbated the matter. To the extent that you have said a lot of untruths. But this government, we are 3 months old. And it's our policy that any matter that borders on the security of the state will be taken seriously. So, Intim, I can assure you that yes, you can sit here and say that the security agencies has not invited you, but I have been told that you were invited. So I have been told that there are about 3 or 4 security agencies that have been detailed to deal with the issue. So I am informed, like akin to what the Minister for Government Communication has put out, that you were invited. You have not yielded to that invitation yet. But it's known as pastor. And so let me admonish you. Let me use the Bible to admonish you. 1 Corinthians 10:23. Please, I will.
I won't take
I will. When you were speaking, I was quiet.
Address them. I won't sit
yes,
and take
I will admonish you.
No.
Whether you take it or not, let me give the admonishment.
No. I won't take admonishment from you.
Please comport yourself.
Please.
You comport yourself.
I'll take exception to
No,
that.
you will comport yourself.
I am not going to take admonishment.
Please, Moro. Tomorrow, either we do this. If he wants to be rude, if he wants to be rude, when I came and he was speaking, and he was saying all sorts of untruths, I kept quiet. I could have interjected. I kept quiet. I am not putting out falsehoods. I'm saying I want to admonish him.
No, you cannot.
He will take either he takes the admonishment or not.
Do you understand
but
the meaning of what
yes. Yes.
That's the most derogatory.
Yes, no, I want to admonish you.
And I will not allow that.
You allow it.
Yes.
You will hear it.
Address the issue.
You will hear it.
You are making here
you are a pastor by calling. So I'm addressing the issue. First Corinthians 10:23. Say, I'm not going. Didn't you go personal? Haven't you mentioned the name of the president?
Let me ask him what exactly he finds wrong with admonishment.
Let me give the admonishment.
Let me ask
you. I will not allow you to come here and
you will allow it. What exactly do you have against admonishment?
No, please.
You want to spoil the show. What exactly do you have against admonishment? I will just express your feelings about it.
You want to be uncooked this morning. You want to be rude. You want to be unruly.
Reverend,
admonish you.
If he says he wants to admonish,
why are you beyond admonishment? Are you beyond admonishment?
I won't sit here.
Are you beyond admonishment? What do you think you are? Are you beyond admonishment? First Corinthians 10,
I will not allow you to sit here.
I will say it.
And spoil the show.
The Bible says all things are permissible unto man, but not everything is lawful. Me, I'm not emotional. You are emotional. You have decided to go on the propaganda tangent.
Let's take a break.
Just
give us 30 seconds. Give us 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson,
Me didn't tum. Mr. Femi Calico, just call me cockroach.
Now, Mr. Femi once now.
Hey, that's a new. Improve car. Yeah. Captain Mosquito, double the accent. Me did it, Sasso spray. Mr. Femi Sasso quell. Yeah, go to my Sasa.
Come on, Tom Preco.
Who are you? You. Charlie, I'll be you from the future. Who doesn't sleep on that slice of bready poor mattress anymore? Don some slippers, then follow me.
It is part of the mattress we did it from there.
Yeah?
Happiness mattress where the dead go.
Wait, what are you doing?
Wow! No damage at all. Not only durable, but also super comfortable. Come on, try it.
Nothing day like Ash Foam. Enjoy full body support and unparalleled comfort for a restful sleep.
Don't forget your keys.
Get the premium sleep experience with mattresses from Ash Foam. Visit any of our showrooms nationwide or at ashfoam.com.
You're the answer to my prayers. You're with me everywhere. You're my angel, miracle. tonight.
I'm a brand manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspections, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Attention all farmers, are you ready to take your crops to the next level? Introducing 3 effective organic composts that will revolutionize your farming practices. ACAP, KCAP and IRECOP brings to you the ultimate solution for your fertilizer needs. Introducing the ACAP Grade A, KCAP Equiafua Jinkwa, and the IRECOP with cocoa blends, palm blend and mulch. These are made from locally sourced municipal solid waste, and these are the perfect choice for sustainable farming. Join the organic revolution today. Boost your crop yield, improve soil health, and support sustainable farming practices. Choose ACAP, KCAP and IRECOP organic compost for a greener and bountiful harvest. For your purchase and more information, call the numbers on your screen. Our products are endorsed by Cocoa Board, Planting for Food and Jobs, and the Ministry of Food and Agriculture.
All right, you're still live on Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. This show is also live on 94.1 FM on your radio dial. We had some little housekeeping issues that we needed to deal with. We've hopefully dealt with that, and we apologize once again for the unfortunate interaction between the 2 honorable members of Parliament, and we will sort it out. Hopefully, we'll sort it out. So let's have a good show. Let's have a good show. Honorable, now the thing about it, look, the ground rules for Good Morning Ghana are very clear. When somebody is speaking to an issue, the person is allowed to land on whatever they intend to say. It is entirely up to the presenter or the host of the program to interrogate and to ask follow-up issues. No guest on the show has the right to determine what somebody says or does not say. Because if you want to appear on Good Morning Ghana and you want to determine for Good Morning Ghana, hold on. No, I'm just letting I want the viewers to understand the ground rules. I'm not mentioning any names. I just want the viewers to understand the ground rules. I'm not mentioning names. I'm saying that no guest or panelist on the show is allowed to determine what somebody says or does not say. Because if we allow that to happen, we can never have a program. And so what we've decided to do is that you are commenting or submitting on a matter will allow you to land. If the presenter feels you're crossing the line, your attention will be drawn to it. We are not zombies. We are not unintelligent presenters sitting here. When you cross the line, we will know and we will draw your attention. And if you don't want to comport with what we're saying, we are more than happy to let you go. There are just too many people who are out there who want to appear on this program. They are begging us every day. Except that we can't have 3 people here. And we're only 5 days to do Good Morning Ghana. And so please, when you come on the program, the ground rules are explained to you. Let's not come on air and break it. You make us look bad. And I sit here, in the last 2-3 minutes that we're getting a lot of calls from our viewers who are worried. What is happening? This is not what we're used to. We beg you. We'll beg you once again, our viewers. Our guests will abide by the ground rules. Somebody's commenting on the matter, the person will land. If you have any issue, if the person is done, you are not estopped from raising reservations about what the person has said, which is fair. But do not cut in. You can't say this. You can't say no. That's not your job. It's the job of the presenter. So please, now that I've outlined what the ground rules of the show is, I'll now come to Honorable Eche Roxing Nelson Eche Kwame Dapiamwapko to submit on the matter. And I'm sure that Reverend, if he has an issue, we have already explained everything to everybody, he will note it and then he will come back and explain and express his reservations, which is very fine. We don't have a problem with that. So, Honorable, having laid out the ground rules, please go ahead and submit on the matter.
Yes. Next time, don't pair me with very rude and unruly Reverend Father like him. Don't pair me with him. Don't pair me with him. Don't pair me with him.
That's not fair.
Don't pair me with him.
That's not fair.
Don't pair me with him.
No, that's not fair.
Don't pair me with him. No.
Do you know why it's not fair? Look, it's a personal attack on his person.
Yes, because you can actually scandalize the government.
Yes,
but think that you should be allowed to.
You can say that, but to describe him as unruly, it's not fair.
Well, he won't take any admonishment even from you.
No. What I'm saying is,
he kept interrupting.
We have addressed that. But Honorable, I beg you.
There are ethics on this program.
I understand that.
If he cannot stand and operate by the ethics,
I understand.
he shouldn't appear on the program.
But I'm just saying that, Honorable, to describe a collusion, please do. Thank you. And I appreciate that. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
So, you see, his geography is even so poor that he doesn't even know that Canary Islands is off the coast of Morocco. There's only maritime waters serving as a boundary between Canary, Las Palmas, and Casablanca. So a plane lifts off from Las Palmas and lands in Casablanca, he has a problem. Because you see, they have no issue to tackle this government with. So what is left for them to do is propaganda. But we are saying, this matter, we shall investigate it. And me, I am happy he has raised it. We'll look into it. If there are untruths in it, there are consequences for peddling falsehood. So we'll deal with those other tangential matters or ancillary to the issue. But I can assure him that whoever will be culpable upon investigations will be dealt with. As for that one, we can assure him. 2, he makes the point that golds have been uncovered in places. What has happened to them? This is not the first time the security agencies will acting upon intelligence, will ransack premises and uncover proceeds of crime or artifacts of crime or items of crime. They have a protocol in dealing with those. They are confiscated to the state. If he wants a statement that those matters, after investigations and some prosecutions having followed, pursuant to a court order, have been confiscated to the state. The Venerable Attorney General, my own professor in international investment, trade and law, who update the state on that. So you should be rest assured. We are not the kind of government that will seize excavators, 450 to 500 excavators, and today we can't trace one. We are not that kind of government. We account for everything that comes to the state by way of confiscation and seizure, and use the procedure laid down under law to conscript those property to the state. So, but you should stop missing the issues. They have nothing to do with the aircraft, 2 aircrafts that have landed and flew off from this country.
But he wants an update on these other 2.
Update from who?
He says he's taking too long. From the security agencies.
No, there's no time bar to prosecuting a crime. You have raised the matter. There's no time bar. The president says, personally, that he is encouraging you to cooperate with the state security to investigate the matter. If I were him, I will accede with alacrity to the call by the president.
But he has to be invited. He said he's not been invited.
No. Let's grant it that He's not been invited. Let's grant it.
Okay.
That is also not correct. But let's grant it that he's not invited.
Yes.
As a member of parliament, as the ranking member, you submit yourself. He said the president has put out the public information that I should cooperate with you. So I could even produce a statement personally and submit it to the security, upon which they can proceed. You haven't done any such thing. All you do is to sit in the media and scandalize,
When I wrote the
and
letter,
scandalize,
were you not the one who blocked it?
and scandalize, and
Don't you have that
scandalize,
letter?
and scandalize a government that has performed creditably within the past 3 months. Look, he's calling for what? That the security agencies should come and brief the Committee on
Yes.
Defense and Interior.
Yes.
Come and brief the Committee on Defense and Interior on what? On a matter that you have put into the media? Is that the mandate of the committee? The mandate of the committee that they can invite the committee on any matter. This is a matter that is under investigation. It's not concluded. You have a role to play. You have not discharged that role. And you want to hide under parliamentary scrutiny and ask them to come and report to you. They say go and cooperate with them. Whatever information you have will form part of the record. It is that record that those agencies will submit to parliament. And other members will interrogate, and maybe plenary to interrogate the matter. You don't want to do that. You want to be in the media because you think that you have some cloak. So you want to hide under that cloak and be scandalize the government every now and then. But I am saying that he will have a role to play because he has raised the matter. And deceit of public officer is also an offense. You should be aware. Deceit, falsehood of public officer is also an offense. So he should exercise his mind to those things when he engages in activities like this. Now, leaving the generals to the specifics. As a ranking member on the Defense and Interior, you can confer with your chairman and summon any public agency that comes under your purview on any matter of public interest. So the call is in order, but the timing is in error. Because the chairman is of the opinion that this is a matter that you are a subject, you are in the center of it. The investigations that will be conducted, you are the complainant. So the directive is that as a complainant, go and cooperate with the agencies. You are yet to do that. So to therefore come and say that we should convene and convene on Monday, the chairman thinks, no, you are jumping the gun. It is a premature call. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So I put the letter out that this is the directive, that go and comply with the directive by the president that confer and cooperate with the security agency.
He questions why that letter was not copied him.
The letter?
No,
Yes.
the
letter was
but
addressed
it never
to him.
came to me. So why don't I have a copy?
The letter was addressed to him.
Yes, he says
Why
he
does
doesn't have
he posted it?
Yes, I posted it. You rank
me that you're supposed to give to. I don't even have
Can
a
I?
copy.
Okay.
Can I?
So-
you
so
rank,
his
you
explanation-
rank that
What's the bad
committee.
thing?
Okay.
There's no bad faith here. You rank that committee.
Yes.
And so when you wrote your letter to, you also leaked it.
So, but you give it to me.
You
and
understand?
Leak it. So
You
why don't I have
you
a
also
copy?
put it in the media. I will
Why
not even
don't I
use the
have a
word
copy?
leak. You put it out in the media.
Okay.
Maybe you need to check your mailbox. It would have been put. You have
But
deposited.
here's the thing, hold on.
You have a mailbox in
Yeah.
Parliament.
We have a
We have a mails room. Everybody, every MP.
I've checked everywhere.
Today, don't you have a mailbox in
hold on, let me
Parliament?
ask you this.
We have checked
Yes.
everywhere.
We have a difficulty here.
But notice, but a copy of the letter to
Honorable.
you in social media is enough.
Kwame.
Notice. All you need to do
Roxanne.
is to know the content of the letter.
That's fine. Roxanne, we have a difficulty
Yes.
here. When the Honorable Member of Parliament held that news conference,
Yes.
he talked about the fact, he says intel, and that intel is based on a certain suspicion that he had, okay? Or in fact, the intel has actually led them to led them to suspect that something untoward is happening with these two aircrafts that landed at the Kotoka International Airport. Now, how is he going to assist the investigative bodies with a suspicion.
Okay.
How is he going to do that?
No, let me tell you.
Yes.
Again, the suggestion that he got an intel is also propaganda.
Okay.
Because flight, when an aircraft lands or enters our airspace and lands at any of our airports, it's a matter of public record.
So why did you initially do that?
Can you please?
No, but
Please.
Yes, please go ahead.
Please.
Why did you
Please.
that the information was false in the beginning?
Oh, no, please
Moro,
go ahead.
please.
Go ahead, please.
The information was false because of the things you were saying. It is the falsehood associated with the information you were putting out.
No flight started.
Oh, please.
Honorable, please.
So it is not there is no intelligence about it. It's a matter of public record. When you go to the manager of our airports, they'll give you, civil aviation will give you the records. We call it manifest. They can tell you who were on an aircraft. If it's a cargo plane, they can even tell you the nature of the cargo they brought. So there's a manifest for every aircraft that lands and takes off from any tarmac in this country or from any aerodrome. So that the claim that it's an intelligence is in itself false, because that is a public document. And you, as a ranking member on Defense and Interior, if you apply, you can get a copy. If he wants to do the things Okujeto used to do, he should copy it well. Oh, please, I'll tell you.
I take exception.
Copy it well.
Today you
please.
came on the show.
No.
Running away from the issues.
What issue?
Acting all in.
I am tackling your issue. I am exposing the falsehoods that you have put out. That you put the propaganda out for mischief purposes. Because an aircraft, when it lands in Ghana, there's no intelligence about it. It's a matter of public record. Alpha, Tango, Nancy, aircraft names, a matter of public record. So you got no intelligence. Somebody gave you the records, public record, and you went to town. Again, the fact that he mentioned that they couldn't fuel at Yakubu Tali Airport, really, in Tamale, planes fuel in Tamale. Please, when you say these things, you embarrass yourself the more. Please. Planes only fuel in Accra. So when they take off from Accra to Tamale or to Wa and back, or to Kumasi or Sunyani and Takrady, it's only Accra that they fuel. So don't suggest that an international aircraft that is in distress and decides to land in Ghana should have fueled. Do you have, let me ask you, do you have any experience in the aviation industry? Do you know that an aircraft in the air can experience distress at any time and put in an SOS message and land at the nearest airport available anywhere in this world? Do you understand the expression Mayday, Mayday, Mayday? Please, when an aircraft is in distress, it can seek to land and seek assistance from any airport that is closest to it. So this attempt to say that an aircraft took off from Las Palmas, landed in Casablanca in Morocco, and somehow found itself at Kotoka, and when the official position is that it came to do maintenance, and because they lost the tire, and you are suggesting that it cannot be true, as if you don't sit in an airplane, even a vehicle, your car that you drive, your V8, you can burst a tire in the middle of a journey. You are in distress. If you don't have a spare tire, you have to call for assistance. You drive to the nearest mechanic for assistance. All these are basic street common sense knowledge. But because of political propaganda, you want to tarnish the government and the image of the president. It won't happen.
Okay.
All right.
It will not happen.
If you're landed. Reverend, you know what? Instead of, that's fine, but let me just ask you this question. In order to, yes, that's just a quick one. In order to, avoid this back and forth, you say I said, why don't you help us with something of evidential value that you believe can serve as a lead for the security agencies to follow.
I should give that evidence to you.
Not me. I don't work with the interrogation. I mean, to the intelligence agents, the security and intelligence agencies.
All right. So can I
for them to follow up on?
Can
Yes.
I answer you?
Yes.
So if that is something that you're interested in,
yes,
and if they're not running away from further exposition, why did he block? Why did he block the letter?
Block which
Why
letter?
did he block my demand for that joint meeting? And I stated in the letter, you read it on your show,
Okay.
to afford them the opportunity for collaboration so that if there's any further information we need to divulge, which we can't do so on media in the spirit of circumspection, we exchange such details.
That's fine.
And then look, we raised 3 matters, but there's one that seems to be extremely of discomfort to them. And instead of allowing the professionals whose job it is to provide such responses, they are sweating all over the place with it. Is it the Fiam Report or Kwatio Fusu, the one that is handling the manifest? Is it the one in charge of national security at the airport? Is he the one in charge of cocaine bust in this country? Is he a national security coordinator? And he wants us to believe that he is the authority. So that what he says is what Ghanaians should take hook, line, and sinker. And he is gagging the security agencies who even want the opportunity to just issue a statement. They just want to issue a statement. Authoritative statement from the security agencies. They will not allow them. Because when they do, some NDC politicians will be exposed. Please. So I have written a letter. You blocked it. And then you did some reply. You leaked it by your own social media handle. And you even lack the courtesy to even me that I'm the recipient. To even give me a copy. And you say that, but once you put it out there, it is my duty to go and follow your handle to read what you have sent to me. That is NDC. The intolerance, the level of intolerance of the NDC government is one that I've never seen. All of a sudden, just 3 months in their government, they had people who said all kinds of things on this show, elsewhere, and nobody even called them. They even appeared on vetting committees, and they were told to only one apologized. The rest, so you can do whatever you want to do. And when other people came here and raised issues here and there, now you are here threatening a ranking member of Defense and Interior Committee because he's exposing the ills that, if not corrected quickly, will take this country on a very bad trajectory. You are threatening, we will arrest you, we will jail you. I am ready for all that. Will I be the first to be jailed? Will that be the first to be persecuted politically? Will that be the first they would harm? Will that be the first they will assassinate? Will that be the first they will exact all kinds of threats on? NDC, they have done some before. So if today the whole majority chief whip sits on your show and instead of speaking to the issue emotionally, threatening, it is just me in Team Ford here. If you take me out, there will be at least 87 MPs left in the minority. They will carry on. So whatever persecution, whatever they want to do, I am ready. Even those here in your studio, I am ready. So they should stop that. But that will not gag us, the mighty minority, from exposing their ills, from asking the right questions. You, for instance, these are simple questions. And the way they agitated, it must tell you something. Just come and simply answer. Did these flights come in? What did they come to carry? What did they take out? Simple answer. And you could have simply just said, yes, any of these relevant agencies issued a statement. Oh, indeed, they came, but they didn't carry anything untoward. Such a simple answer. Look at the way they are sweating.
So what do you find?
No, I'm coming.
Hold on.
Such a simple answer. See the discomfort.
Yeah, but what do you find wrong with what the government spokesperson has said?
No, I'm coming. He lied that I have been invited and I'm running away, which is the first falsehood. So if you start your responses on the premise of falsehood, who should believe the rest of the things you're saying? And you interrogate what he said. And if that is something that is tangible, the good people, the jury out there will judge for themselves. But he says, I'm drawing blanks. I'm drawing blanks on an important raid, one of the biggest raids of cocaine, 3.5 billion raid on cocaine. I'm calling for updates on it. And you are saying, I'm drawing blanks. I'm calling for the raid and national security themselves carried videos. I didn't send that video. I didn't send cameramen. I didn't publish all that raid. They published it. When they put it in the media, what did they expect the media to do with it? They were carrying the media along in the spirit of transparency, so that the media will know, the Ghanaians will know, and the world will know that in Ghana, you can't hide anything here. We will fish you out, and we'll find you out. And I applauded them for it. And I said 2 months is enough for them to at least, even if not everybody, the same media you even went there with. Is it not respectful that you give them updates that this is where we are with investigations? So far, we haven't made any arrests yet. So far, we have arrested 2 people. So far, we have arranged so and so number in the court. This one, we are asking simple questions. What have you done with the gold? What have you done with the cash? How much it is? You want to gang us? You want us to keep quiet? Threatening us of arrest? Threatening all kinds of abominable things? No one is afraid of their threats. We will continue to ask the right questions. They ask worse questions. They ask, and they said they asked so in the interest of the state.
Are you saying, Honorable, are you saying...
Please. No, so this intolerance goes to tell you that there's something they are hiding.
Are you saying,
otherwise, why should they be jittery?
Are you saying that if a public officer says something that the person cannot back with evidence?
Which evidence have I failed to back?
That public officer cannot be charged for deceit of public office.
Which evidence have I failed to back?
No, I'm saying that if. I'm just asking.
No, which evidence have I failed to back? We have raised questions that these aircrafts came in. You deny that they didn't come. You deny that they didn't come. Now when you saw that you had been exposed, quickly you said, oh yes, they came. And we asked, if they came, what did they carry?
But he just explained to you that this is not something you can deny because it's public knowledge. It's a fact.
So it is a fact. Why did they deny?
I asked you earlier, who did the denial?
Are you not a witness?
On this your show. And what did the person say?
What, you have forgotten what the NDC guy said on your show?
What exactly did the person say, Reverend? Just remind me, because, like you said, it's public knowledge. It's not something you can't hide. Anyway,
so
let me bring it down.
Now the threat to cooperate. If they want me to cooperate, why have they blocked that invitation for me to cooperate with them? And then no diligence. We did our due diligence before we put out the facts.
Okay.
What due diligence do you require
of
a video national security? Why are they running away from that? Why are they not speaking to it? The gold and the cocaine that they themselves busted.
Okay.
What evidence again do they need me to provide?
All right.
So why are they not speaking about it? Now, on the matter of the media having access to the discussions for which they think it is inappropriate for the committee to handle, that is Odafe Ameko's decision, not James Agaga's decision. Because there were matters that were already in public discussion, like the change in command of the Ghana Armed Forces and the changes in the various security agencies. There were matters we had raised in the public. But at my instance, we invited the ministers and the relevant agencies. They came and we had a very meaningful discussion on it. So his assertion that once something is in the media, nobody has the right to talk about it. So when the national security put out the cocaine bust in the media and put the gold bust in the media, the committee is stopped from exercising oversight over it because it is in the media. What kind of logic is that? Then again, why the extreme discomfort? Why? Why the extreme discomfort? He is talking about complainant, that I'm complainant. Am I the complainant in the cocaine bust? Am I the complainant in the gold bust? Am I the complainant in the money laundering case? So what kind of complainant what kind of information do they want again to investigate?
Okay.
What evidence again do they need from me?
Right.
Am I the complainant?
You've asked this question.
Was I the one who? Yeah. So I'm asking him.
Now the manifest, because we don't have all day.
So they should.
You've asked about the fifth time you're asking the question.
So that assertion, there's no shred of evidence.
Okay.
The evidence, they've already put it on TV.
All right.
And so they should rather find the legitimate and the credible agencies to lead this communication.
Okay.
The likes of Honorable Daffy Ameko and Honorable Kwachu Ofosu, politically, in discomfort, extreme discomfort, emotionally connected to issues, leading these things will not help. Let the credibility of whatever information they have come from the security agencies, because the Ghanaians will believe them.
All right.
Because all of us will believe our state institution, because they are all we have.
Okay, so I guess you've made your point. You've made your point. Roxanne, please come in.
One, it is another falsehood to suggest that because the government spokesperson has made a statement in respect of this matter, the Communications Department of the Ghana Police Service, the BNI, the Military Intelligence Unit, and National Security cannot speak to the issue. It's another falsehood and propaganda is cooking.
And so we are calling them to
please,
to
be
speak.
quiet.
You
You see, this is what I don't like about you.
Reverend.
You just said that NDC we are intolerant. You are so intolerant. You are so intolerant. And it comes to the fore quickly. He just said that we are gagging the other security agencies from speaking. It's another falsehood, it's another propaganda. The police are yet to be seized with the matter. You have put out an information. If I say you are a complainant, you don't want to accept that you are a complainant, and yet you are going to tell lies. You are going to put out some information. They say come. But you just call me a lie. You said Feliso Fosukwachi and Tapema calls lie. I kept quiet. When I call you a lie, then you don't want to take it.
Because I have not been invited.
But I'm saying that you sat here and said, I have told a lie. Feliso Fosukwachi has told a lie. I kept quiet. No, I kept.
So bring the evidence.
Please, please, Intim Fojo. You are a pastor, for Christ's sake. No. Your congregation, they are looking at you. If I admonish you, say you don't want to take it.
What time do you go to?
Me, I'm evangelical Presbyterian.
Please go ahead.
So go ahead.
You see, you must be tolerant. You sat here and called me a liar. I kept quiet because I know my time for rebuttal will come. I am saying you are putting out lies. You can't take it. You are putting out lies because the things you are saying are total fabrications. You sat here and said, I block your letter. Am I the chairman for Defense and Interior? But you sat here and kept saying that I block your letter. How did I block your request for a meeting? Yes, as the government chief whip, if information comes to my attention, I can put it out. If you don't accept that social media has become a very important source of disseminating information, then you are yesterday's man. Then you are yesterday's man. Because once the information is official, I need to put it out that this is the communication from the chairman of the committee, your request. In fact, Moro, his request was not totally refused. He has refused to read the letter in toto. The last paragraph suggests that at the appropriate time, the agencies will be invited. If that is not what the letter said, tell me that I'm not. No, exactly. He says that your call is premature. That is what your chairman has said. That too, you are upset.
But your president said we should collaborate. And you are saying
yes,
it is premature. Collaboration.
No.
Are you not contradicting your own president?
In team, the collaboration is to the effect that give information to the security agencies. Say that, okay, I put out this information a week ago or a couple of days ago. This is your statement. What you do, ranking member, is that let me show you. You and I, we are contemporaries. Write a statement of the information you have put out. It's already there, so just put it in a statement form and send it to the police CID.
I already sent our the press statement. It is a matter of public knowledge.
The press statement
so they want me to address that same.
Your press statement is not the kind of statement you send to the police. There's a way of writing factual, they come sequentially. You state your case in a methodical manner, sequentially, and send it to the police. Then they can act on it. But if you say this is my press, they are not journalists to go and make a story out of your press statement. They are looking to you are alleging a crime. So present the facts in a certain methodical manner so they can proceed to investigate further. You don't want to do that.
Bro, let me
you don't want to do that. So
help him to
so please.
A quick question. Just to indulge you. So my good friend's interpretation of President Mohammed's collaboration in his statement is that not the invitation I gave them for them to come for us to sit so that there's any information I have, I give them further. It's not about that. But his interpretation of collaboration and the directive President Mohammed gave was that go and find him for you, arrest him, do this, persecute him. Is that his interpretation of collaboration? If his interpretation of the directive President Mohammed gave is that go and persecute Fordwa wherever you find him, teach him a lesson, jail him, do this, do that, grill him, blah, 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 blah. If that is what the directive president gave them and the interpretation of the collaboration, I am ready for it.
Is that what he said?
No, that's what he's saying. But if that is not what it is, but it is about,
please, I am on the floor. I have not
collaborating with the security agencies, then why did they block my request for that meeting to come on?
It's a question. He has repeated this, and I've told him that I never block and what is the meaning of blocked? Your chairman is saying, one, you are to go and cooperate with the police and other investigative agencies. How can you enlarge this by saying that it means they should come after you? How? By what imagination can you stretch and say that it means
are we to collaborate?
In team, please. I'm addressing Moro. How can you suggest that means they should come after you and therefore you are ready? Another propaganda. Two, your chairman is telling you, if you haven't called him, I suggest you do that. Your chairman is saying that your request will be acceded to when the agencies are done with their investigations and they are ready to brief the committee. When they come, whatever assistance you would have given by way of background information will form part of the records. And let the record reflect that you didn't speak for the committee. You did not speak for the committee. So your supposed request that it is the committee that should engage them on this matter is neither here nor there. It's totally unfounded.
Good.
You spoke as an individual. If today you want to say that you spoke on behalf of the minority, so be it. But by all means, stand by the things.
Press conference or minority press conference?
Please. So by all means, stand by it. So if you spoke as an individual member of parliament, as the elected representative of the people of Asin South, that is your locus. Stand by it and assist the police. And when they come before the committee, you'll be sitting in a composite capacity. One, as a ranking member, and two, also as a complainer in the matter. But you don't make an allegations which the police are asked to, they've been directed to look into it. The investigations are pending. And then you say that they should come to parliament and respond to questions from you. When you are making the allegations, how can they be answering to you?
All right.
You understand? So these are the issues. Tomorrow, so he has nothing. He's clutching at straws.
Why are you afraid?
He says we are afraid. We are saying that you have nothing. He says we are afraid. You understand? So he has said, there are so many things he has said. When I came, he said those things. When he had opportunity to come back, he's repeated those things. Now he's going to regurgitate the same things. I believe that this is a this is a story.
So let me just respond quickly to the things he has said. One, he says that the committee, he's the chief whip. He says that majority side of the committee on defense and interior are not interested in this oversight, and therefore they cannot associate with this oversight. That is good. He has put it on record. If they want to introduce politics now into the exercise of oversight in an institution like parliament, then we have a long way to go in this country. If a parliament, did you see other jurisdictions when committees on state matters, security matters, are grilling, the billionaires? Even billionaires, global billionaires, they appear before them on security matters, and in the view of the whole world, they grill them, and they do not say this is a matter of Democrats or this is a matter of Republicans. So if NDC is in power and suddenly a tradition on the Committee on Defense and Interior, since time immemorial from the first parliament, started by the likes of the venerable Speaker Bagbin and the rest, to the second parliament, all the way to the ninth parliament, all of a sudden they are breaking that cycle of non-partisan posture of Committee on the Defense and Interior, and they are now going to bring political coloration and saying that this issue, we are not interested. Wow, fine. If you have demonstrated that there's partisan interest in Defense and Interior Committee, for which these three matters, gold bust, cocaine bust, money laundering bust, suspicious flights, answers to these, you are not interested, then what security matter
possibly will the majority be interested
But he
in?
never said, he never said
he
the
just
committee.
said it
Hold
here.
on, he just said the committee.
He said in this matter.
He never
they
said
don't want to associate with it because we minority raised it.
No, he said, per the letter written by the chairman of the committee, Honorable James Agarga, which is that we have heard you. You've raised some matters. We acknowledge those matters you've raised. But the security agencies are investigating the matter. When they are done with the investigations, we'll invite them.
Great.
So to say they're not interested.
Let me clarify.
Let me assist.
No, I'm coming.
Oh,
but you have had your bite. I'm responding, and he's
but-
helping you.
Look at you.
He's helping you.
I yielded.
He's helping you. Allow him to help you.
So let me read the
You're a
letter.
lawyer.
No,
but
let me
your
read
host is
the
helping
letter.
you.
Just for a minute.
Just a second.
Let me just land on this one, please. Let me land on
Okay,
this.
let me land. Now he understands the ground.
Let me land. Moro, my own brother. Maybe you, A2 Brutus. You too.
Go ahead, lad.
So
yes.
he says that they are not interested in this case.
Okay.
Well, they can recuse themselves. Yeah, because it's their right.
Have they said they are not interested?
No, but he has just admitted that they are saying the matter is under investigation.
Yes.
And until investigation is done, they cannot be part of it.
Yes.
And no problem. So if they cannot be part of the investigations of the gold busts, the cocaine busts, until such a time that the security agencies will conclude their investigations, that is on record. Fine. Now, if they are dissociating themselves from the interest of the committee on these matters, I don't want to be pushed into disclosing things and understandings we had reached that he himself was adding them, that they turn around. I won't even go into that. Let us go by what they have put out. The U-turn they took, and said that they can recuse themselves. But when the security agencies come, we will have an interaction.
Okay.
They can decide not to be part of it. But what stops them? If you cannot be part of it, fine. But why are you stopping them? Let them come. But when they come, you will not attend because you are not interested and you are recusing yourself. And you think that it is not time for you to come in.
They're stopping who?
The security agencies from coming.
Have they told you they want to come?
But they wrote a letter to Garget denying the security agencies even the right of response, whether they will even come or not. That is why I have not put any blame on the security agencies, but putting it at the doorstep of the majority, because they guard them. Now again, the committee is weakened by this act. The act of majority picking and choosing which issues of national interest that their side on the committee must be interested in. It is dangerous.
Okay.
It is very, very, very dangerous. And the oversight, power, and authority of government is what this government seeks to weaken.
Okay.
And my good friend, the respected majority chief whip, should not be aiding that. I know him to be a believer of the powers, the independent powers of parliament, and the oversight responsibility overarching that we exercise over the executive.
Okay.
He shouldn't be aiding such acts that will weaken that parliamentary authority.
Honorable.
Okay, Moro, for the record.
Yes. After this, we'll end the program.
Intim wrote his letter on the 2nd of April.
Yes.
And posted it onto the social media.
Well, did you see any handle?
So
you posted this letter. I didn't post anything.
Can you?
Please allow him. Please allow him.
And then we got a copy. So the chairman.
I sent it straight to the chairman.
Please.
Nobody else.
Please. Then the chairman got a copy and responded as follows. The same 2nd of April. He says, the ranking member, Parliamentary Committee on Defense and Interior, Parliament House, Accra. Dear sir, reply. Request for joint briefing by National Security, Police CID, Narcotics Control Commission, and National Investigations Bureau to the Committee on Crucial Security Matters. That's the subject. So the chairman proceeded by saying, I hereby acknowledge receipt of your letter dated 2nd April 2025 in respect of the above named subject matter and wish to respond as follows. 1. In view of the fact that the allegation made by your good self in relation to drug trafficking and money laundering with the involvement of 2 aircrafts, namely Air Med flights Nancy figure 8, figure 2, figure 3, Alpha Mother, and Kavok Air Antonov, Alpha Nancy figure 1, figure 2, Bravo, which landed at the Kotoka Airport border on the commission of crime. it is important that you collaborate with the security agencies to expose any wrongdoing and also to safeguard the reputation of our beloved country. 2, subsequently, urgent steps will be taken to invite the agencies listed above and the National Security Coordinator to brief the committee on the outcome of investigations conducted so far in relation to your request when the House reconvenes. Honorable colleague, please accept my warmest regards. How does this constitute gagging? How?
Oh.
By Intim Forge's logic. Please.
Let them come.
Intim, please. By Intim Forge's logic, this letter constitutes gagging. And again, he told a lie that the security agencies have been denying the right to respond to the letter. This letter, you didn't address it to them.
No.
You wrote the letter to the chairman of your committee. You were requesting.
You are gagging them.
Please.
But we are following due process.
Please.
How many times do you want to say that?
Yes.
Please let him land.
You have written to the chairman directly. And you got a response from the chairman. Then you say that by the chairman's response, he has denied the right of response from the security agencies. Did you address any letter to them? This letter that you wrote to the chairman, you didn't even copy them.
Okay.
So how were they supposed to be in the know, apart from getting the information contained in the letter in the media?
Okay.
So again, it is inaccurate for him to suggest that by the letter, the reply he got from the chairman, the security agencies have been denied. In the same way, he said that by the statement from the Feliso Fusukwachi, the security agencies have been gagged and prevented from speaking to the issue. Why do you do this?
Allow them.
Why do you do this? Look, all things are permissible unto man to do, my brother.
Not all things.
But not all things are lawful.
That is why we are still guarding this country
admonishment from the Bible. The Bible that you
this
profess.
Admonition I support. This
admonition. But you were resisting it.
This one that I support.
Now you absorb it.
Because
now you absorb
it. We are protecting this country from cocaine.
Let me read some messages from
yes. So
activities.
So Alasan,
not all things.
Hold on, just a minute. Alasan Mesuna from Tema says, good morning. In fact, Reverend Intim Forjo is a role model to many youth, but he must revise his style of communication. His intolerance approach on various programs are affecting the MPP the more. He should know the untruths. He should know that the untruth things he says is rather denting the image of the same country he wants to rule. Many people out there are not happy whenever he appears on Good Morning Ghana, and the producers must take note of this. Good Morning Ghana is a well-respected program, for God's sake. Okay, Alasan Tema, Mesuna from Tema. Alhaji Hamza says, good morning, my brother. Truth be told, I'm so disappointed in Intim Forjo for this. For God's sake, he's a ranking member for the Interior and Defense Committee in Parliament. So the question is, did he raise the issue with the committee or to consult the Interior Minister? He did not do so, but ran to the media for the purpose of cheap political points. He should be made to provide the evidence, and he should leave the committee. He should leave the committee alone because the allegations was made by him alone. He must be made to face the law for causing fear and panic. The comments he made was nothing but irresponsible comments. He is found of peddling falsehood all the time. You remember on your program the last time he peddled falsehood that someone died because of the revolution of appointment by this government without any evidence. My brother, please talk to him. I know he's your friend. Well, yes, he's my friend. Now, Larry Dogbe of the Herald newspaper. Larry, yes.
Who puts that?
So propagandist. Larry says the other day, this is to you. Says this is for you. The other day, Intim Forjo alleged. Of course, Larry Dogbe of the Herald newspaper. He says the other day, Intim Forjo alleged that President John Mahama and Defense Minister Manebo Ama had paid me to run a propaganda campaign against General Paul Pepra, and the recently retired service chiefs, following the Herald's publication on the procurement of 5 bulletproof vehicles. He dismissed the report. He dismissed the report as lies. Earlier, he had requested documents from me. I directed him to the relevant institution where, as a ranking member, he could access the official document. Yet, he ignored that and instead went on a radio station hurling insults at the Herald and accusing the paper of being a hired gun out to discredit Ghana's military. He is clearly desperate for attention. Kylie informed him that the bulletproof vehicles have since been retrieved from the former CDS and the other officers. He may now want to assist the government in investigating the inflated cost of the vehicles and how much the state lost in the shady procurement.
That's not fair, but let me quickly respond. Larry is a very good
friend, and I didn't expect that he will go this angle at all. You see, if you want to go deep in terminating politically, consistent with Sami Jemfi's promise that all security chiefs, CDS, all of you, your tenure is conterminous with that of President Akufo-Addo. The day he goes out of office is the day we come and sack all of you. If you want to do that, just do it and let it be your political promise that, and go down in history as the first president who came and debased the status of the chief of defense staff from 4-star general to 1-star general. Go down in that history.
Okay.
Fine. But don't come and sack over 15 to 20 generals who have 4 to 6 years. I thought this matter had died.
No, you've made it.
But the attempt to scandalize the outgoing generals, it must be frowned upon, because you do not scandalize your security agencies. You do not. Even if you think you are sacking them and they are going for which 2-star major generals, 3-star lieutenant generals, 4-star general, you are scandalizing them, fabricating scandal on them.
Okay.
Please, they must be advised. It's a dangerous thing for the army. They shouldn't do politics.
McLean says extremely alarming. If you time,
you
please.
scandalize the whole Ghana.
It's extremely alarming.
Refrain from that.
Reverend, it's extremely alarming that an air ambulance spent 5 days in Ghana without any apparent medical mission or patient transport. The lack of clarity surrounding the presence of the air ambulance in Ghana suggests a sense of secrecy and raises questions about the true purpose of the visit. Prior to the hour, that armed flight left Ghana to the Gran Canaria, Spain, 25th March 2025. There was doom so at the Kotoka International Airport for almost an hour. Our curiosity should not be stifled, and we have a right to seek transparency and answers regarding why the air ambulance was in Ghana and what its mission was. I commend Honorable Tim Forjo for such a fantastic, and he should continuously push for answers. That's from Reverend, who Larry says he wants to know the name of your church. He wants to attend and observe. Yes. Musa Abatwa says from Abatwa says so Musa Abatwa and Asawasi says, I'm curious to know if it's the same Reverend Tim Forjo who during the MP parliamentary primaries alleged and gave fake checks to delegates and was also reported sacked by Takwa Mines for something. It seems like in MPP to rise to leadership position, one must create a negative publicity that energizes the supporters, and it appears exactly what Tim Forjo is doing. Okay. This one here from Carlos Odododio says, good morning. The man is still sitting in your studio peddling falsehood, but put him to strict proof. Show him that you are really a senior journalist. You are not just a mere journalist, and some of us, we love you. The government has been too slow in dealing with these corrupt and wicked envy individuals. By now, most of them should have held him accountable as many, should have been held accountable as many have corruption issues. The government is too lenient, which gives them the confidence to speak out. Such people are truly bad. Carlos from Odododio. And then it says, I urge viewers to look closely at the so-called referendum minister's face. Okay. This one here from Nilante Vanderpoy. He sent this. They sent this one. Let me just quickly look at the Nilante Vanderpoy, because I think he sent me. Okay. So Nilante says that, well, good morning. Please, as a responsible ranking member, Tim Forjo should have exercised his privilege to ask for answers he was seeking first by asking for the committee meeting or taking advantage of urgent questions to the minister. He should have done these before the press conference. Why did he put the cart before the horse? Please respectfully ask Tim Forjo if President Akufo-Addo was gagging the security agencies and investigative bodies when he cleared his appointees before asking the agencies to do their job. Please tell Tim Forjo that Felix, they don't lie. He said that Tim is running from the invitation by the security agencies by claiming that he acted on behalf of this committee and not in his personal capacity. Please tell me that security agencies don't just speak in such investigations when they have not concluded their work. There are no definite timelines for conclusive investigations. It could be a day, a week, a month, or a year. Why is he not patient if he's not being a propagandist? Fifi Busapini says, Reverend Tim Forjo, repent. He says, just be humble and apologize to the people of Ghana that you didn't tell us the truth. And finally, before we take leave of before we end the show, let me just quickly look at this one from. Okay, so Kwame Sapon, I see it is you're with us. Good morning, Kwame. Thanks for your time. So Intim, Abdul Razak says Intim is a dangerous person for the democracy. He's kind of a Ashanti stock, would do all this crazy blah blah blah. Shubramia becomes a flag bearer alone, blah blah, nominated as running mate. Okay, Alaji, I really don't. Moro, if Reverend Tim continues to speak like this, I will not be surprised if he comes to his church one day and announces that Jesus Christ will come on that day. So everybody should donate their savings to the church to enable them to go to heaven. It says that, is it prudent to ask Reverend Tim where he got the money to build his church in Anakrom, Ashalibotre, in the last 2 years of the MPP in government? Chris from Ashalibotre sends that message. Anyway, so I guess I would have to end it. There's just too many messages. I'm not sure I'll be able to read all these messages. But we are time.
Let me let them know that we are